All right, predictions for these kind of festive games, 26th, 27th. I'm only picking 3. I had a little look at the fixtures. I'm only going to pick 3. I'm going to start with Manchester United against Newcastle. Let's fire straight into the heads-to-heads because I think that's always good to get a kind of good gauge for my prediction here. So if we look at the kind of last 5 games, we see Newcastle won the last encounter 4-1 at St James's Park, and they then went and beat Manchester United at Old Trafford last season 2-0. So they did the double over United last season in a good bit of form. Before that, United played them. They beat them 3-2. Newcastle win the first game that season at St James's Park 1-0. Newcastle then in the League Cup beat them 3-0 at Old Trafford and have beat them 2-0 at St James's Park. So Newcastle have got a little bit of the edge on this one, but United looking a hell of a lot better. A lot of compliments coming from them, from unfortunately myself supporting Liverpool. Gary Neville is absolutely buzzing over them, right? He's definitely going home thinking about them at night and how Ruben Amorim's performances, he said, are one of the most important things in football. I get what he means. I still think winning, because I think you can, if Amorim keeps putting these performances together, which I agree do look a lot better, but you're not winning, right? Then that's going to turn on you. At what point does it turn on you? And it will turn on him at some point if he doesn't start getting wins. But I get what Gary Neville's saying. United are looking a little better. Newcastle I talked a lot about in the weekend wrap-up for the subscribers. Just samey. Just seems to be a bit samey. I think the magic and the kind of oomph of the Eddie Howe reign, I think fans are starting to be kind of thinking like, is it maybe next season? Is it time for it to try someone else and do something else? And again, everything Eddie Howe done has been absolutely amazing. I'm not doubting that at all. But maybe it is. But you can see here they've kind of got the better over United in the last couple of games. But I don't know, based on where we at with form and everything, if we have a look, United in the last 5 have won 2, drawn 2 and lost 1. Newcastle are literally the same, 1-2, drawn 2 and lost 1, scoring 23 goals in total, conceding 22. So it's kind of tit for tat with Newcastle. United, we know, have scored 31, but have also conceded 28. It's at Old Trafford. It's Boxing Day. It's Monday night. A little feeling we could be in for a classic. A little feeling we could be in for a bit of a chaotic classic. You know, I'm going to go with Newcastle having all their players and United just missing 1 or 2. But then, like, Cunha looks good and everything, but I just think the defence for United, I'm going to go Man United 2, Newcastle 3. That's all I'll go with. A bit of a chaotic kind of classic Boxing Day match between these two. So go with that. Next game I want to predict is going to be Chelsea and Aston Villa. That's going to be the 5:30 on the 27th because it's got big kind of repercussions for Aston Villa on the title race. I think Villa are going to get a point. I've said that in my video, kind of looking ahead to some of the games. I think Villa will go there and get a point. I think it'll be quite tactical. I don't think that's going to be too much of a spectacle to watch in terms of end-to-end stuff. Could be wrong, but I think it's going to be quite... The shapes are moving around. Both teams are looking to see who can break each other down. You know, a little bit of a counter-attack with some pace here and there. I'm going to go with a 1-1 there. Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1 in that game. And I don't think that's a terrible point for Villa. I think draws aren't going to be absolutely shocking. They're on an absolutely amazing run, right? Was it 10 wins in the last 11? So can they keep that up? And Chelsea just kind of need to prove to themselves that they can stay in the mix with after that 2-2 draw against Newcastle. So Chelsea 1, Aston Villa 1. And last and final prediction for this is going to be the Edinburgh Derby at Easter Road on the 27th. I'm going to be working in a pub, so hopefully they've got that on. I'm sure they absolutely will. I do think Hearts are going to come out of that. I think these games are just kind of like when I was at the one at Tynecastle and Hearts are on a good run of form and you expect a little bit like the good level is going to be there. It's not that. These ones, they turn feisty, dirty, scrappy. Especially on the date that it's on, everyone's going to be kind of carrying on that sesh from Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day into the 27th. 12:30 kickoff. The police think they're stopping people from drinking, but folk will just be getting up and getting back on it, unfortunately. But I think Hearts are going to come out with that with a win. I think it'll be Hibs 1, Hearts 2. I do think Hearts will win that. I think Hearts might go 2-0 up again and Hibs will get 1. Maybe around about 80th minute, make it a bit nervy, make it a bit of an exciting ending. But like Hibs will be looking to put a spanner in the works for Hearts, right? They will be, and trying to not let Hearts get even further ahead with the rivals, and it's always a good thing if you can do that. So that's the predictions. Man United 2, Newcastle 3, Chelsea 1, Villa 1, Hibs 1, Hearts 2 for the festive fixtures. This is going to be coming up on Boxing Day, so when you guys see this, I hope everyone's had a really good Christmas. Get after it on Boxing Day. Enjoy it. I know there's only kind of Newcastle, Man United that's on that day, so it's not a full host of kind of big Premier League fixtures and stuff like that, but it's still a hell of a day. Get together with family, get to the boozer, get together with friends. I'll catch folk in the pub in North Berwick at the weekend on the 27th, and I'm working in the ship. So until then, have a good one. Peace.